Alright everyone, we are back for round 2 of Friday Night Magic from Lost Legion Games and Comics in South Charleston, West Virginia. My name is Zachary Evans. I'm currently in this broom closet by myself, so you have to deal with just me trying to fill the downtime until we find someone to come in and fill in the empty chair. Let's talk about the matchup that we've got for you tonight. Like I said, round 2. We just saw a pretty exciting match between Blue-White Mill deck and a Splinter Fright deck. So let's hope that we can match that interest for you here in round 2. On the left, just happened to be sitting in last round in commentary as well. Logan Cutlip, he is playing Naya aggro, or Naya mid-range maybe might be the better name for it. It's got Mana Accelerants, Silverblade Paladins, Sublime Archangels, Wolfier Silver Hearts, all the good cards in green-white, splashing red for 2 Zealous Conscripts, so should be interesting. He's playing against, on your right, Joseph Deal, who I believe is playing a junk deck. Now, I don't know if it is, I don't think it's token-based. I'm not sure exactly what you would call it in terms of its core strategy, but it is junk in color and has a lot of the typical good cards from that color scheme. So, should be interesting, the battle between 2 aggro-ish to mid-rangey decks. Hopefully should work out well for you. Getting a question in the chat about whether the Naya deck has bonfires. They do not have bonfires. Actually, we talked about that when we were talking about his deck in the previous round's downtime. Most of the reason he doesn't have bonfires in this deck is because he does not own bonfires, and I don't think he put a ton of effort into trying to find them this week to borrow. So that's the reason for no bonfires. But like I said, Naya only for the fact that he is splashing for Zealous Conscripts. I don't even think there are any red cards in the sideboard either. Logan has played green-white for the last, I don't know, however many weeks. So just a slight alteration to his normal deck. So should be interesting to watch. Both of these players have played on camera before. Joseph has won this FNM before in previous iterations playing Rakdos aggro. So 2 of our more accomplished players. Should be a good match to watch. And again, if anyone has any questions during the round, feel free to type those into the chat, and I will address them as best as I can. And again, I am by myself, so please forgive the downtime or the awkward silences as I handle behind-the-scenes facts of the stream. So, turn 1 Fight Bear, that's what I call him, Wolfenwald Tracker, from Logan, into a turn 2 Precinct Captain. That meets a turn 2 Lotless Troll out of Joseph's junk deck. Okay, so Logan thinking about his next plan of attack here. He has a 2/2 Precinct Captain, which will make a 1/1 token whenever it attacks. Joseph lining up a block, then realizing he would just get blown out. Unless he's going to pitch a card to it. Pitching 2 Thragtusks. Well, I hope it works out for him. Seems like a lot of value thrown away. But, how does Precinct Captain work? I thought it made a token. Oh, it does combat damage to a player. That's how that works. So the token is generated whenever he makes he connects on an attack to his opponent. So Joseph now with 4/3 Lotless Troll with 1 black mana up to regenerate it. And Logan's just going to eat it. And then we see front half of Lingering Souls out of Joseph. So it looks like he's just playing a junk good stuff deck more than anything. Not sure exactly what kind of support cards he has. If he's playing some kind of reanimator plan, or if he's just playing just beat down. Yeah, there's a question in the chat why he didn't fight using the Wolvenwald Tractor in response to the second Thragtusk. I'm not sure. That would have been a very good play. But not sure if Logan saw that. Lingering Soul is going to double block the champion. I don't know what's going on exactly, but I know Joseph. I don't think Joseph has stopped talking since he sat down. I do know that. It's tough for me to hear myself think, and I'm in another room with the door closed. So, piles in with the Lotlip Troll again. Logan just going to take it. He's playing Seance. So this is a junk Seance deck is what it is. I'll bring Seance up now in case those of you aren't familiar with it, but basically Seance allows Joseph to remove a creature from his graveyard from the game every upkeep. Not just Joseph's upkeep, but each player's upkeep. And when he does that, he can put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of it. So that is the reason why he was so willing to bin his Thragtusks. Now, Seance won't actually let you attack with the creature because it does die at the beginning of the next end step, so there are no little tricks that way. But he does get to gain life off of the Thragtusk that he brings back every turn, and he does get the beasts that the Thragtusk leave behind. Because it's not, doesn't matter that it's not going to the graveyard when it's exiled. Chumps with the Thragtusk. Not sure what they're talking about here. I guess I'm wondering if he gets the beast or not. He will get the beast because it does leave play. It triggers on leave play. So, pounds in again with the same 4/3 Lotless Troll, and now with 3/3 Beast token. I believe the Fight Bear trigger is, or his activate ability is like 1 and a green, so I don't think he can fight in either of these. Not sure he would want to. But he could potentially start racing with the Sublime Archangel. Now he's just going to take it all. Yep, I think they're just realizing that Joseph missed his own Seance trigger during his upkeep, because I think there's another Thragtusk in his bin, because he discarded 2 to the Lotless Troll earlier in the game. But you'll have to pick up on that later and improve down the road. Question in the chat if I play a lot of Magic. I actually don't play all that much Magic. I play Legacy and I play Commander. And I have a cube, and I'll gladly cube draft with anyone at any time. But I do not play Standard. If I played Standard, I couldn't sit in this broom closet and bring you this top-notch, high-tier Magic coverage, so it's my service to the community. So Logan's in kind of a pickle here. He's up against an opponent who's at 27 life with 2 Lingering Souls. So Champion of the Parish comes down a whole lot later than I'm sure Logan would have liked to have seen it. Thalia comes down as well. Pumps the Champion. So he's got a decent board state here. And if he leaves mana open, he could potentially do some work with the Fight Bear. So the Exalted Angel, or Exalted Sublime Archangel, Exalted Angel, in fact a card, but not this one, attacks in for 9 damage, it looks like. And he's going to fight the Sublime Archangel, going to fight after combat with the Lotless Troll. Joseph cannot regenerate because he tapped his black mana to flash back the Lingering Souls. So good play from Logan there. And I do apologize, there's some Warhammer players here tonight, and their play area directly abuts the broom closet here, and so the more fun they have, the more inconvenient it's going to be for us. So cannot complain about that. It's good to see a thriving game community here, regardless of what game it is. So Joseph tapping for 4 to pay the front half of the Lingering Souls through the Thalia attacks. He's in the danger here of running out of gas. The Fight Bear is going to be able to eat away at those tokens pretty profitably, and the fact that Logan has successfully gummed up the ground battle here means Joseph's going to have a hard time getting through with his beast tokens. Comment in the chat that Bonfire would be pretty good here. Bonfire would be pretty good every time ever. This is not entirely different. So I don't know exactly why they're pointing out the Zendikar planes there, other than the fact that they probably know that I enjoy those quite a bit and hoard them. So Silverblade Paladin makes an appearance, pairs with the Sublime Archangel. It's going to get out of control real quick. But Joseph has a ton of remembers the trigger on his Champion of the Parish, which is now a 3/3. 6 Exalted triggers makes for 10 power, double striking. Oh, he's played a Slayer Stronghold, another card off of Red Splash that Logan didn't mention to me earlier when we were talking about his decks. I believe he's giving the giving his Silverblade Paladin double strike. Oh no, he's giving. I'm not sure. I have literally no idea what just happened there. I don't know. I don't really know what happened there. I think Joseph won. I guess that maybe Logan didn't have enough blockers in the air to stop. I'm gonna do something I rarely do. I'm gonna step out there just for a second to figure out what happened. Alright, I have confirmed that what indeed happened was what I thought happened. So Joseph Deal moves up a game with his junk Seance deck. Interesting to see Seance make an appearance. I know it's a card that a lot of people have been talking about. And again, you'll have to forgive me as I do something off camera, and I have nothing better to do than, difficult for me to talk, fill time, and also handle some of the nuts and bolts behind the scenes. So I apologize for the downtime. The problem that we have here is that the more popular Standard gets, the less likely people are to come in here and skip FNM and commentate with me. So during the weeks when we were only having 18, 20, 22 people playing our FNMs here at Lost Legion, I had no shortage of people who were willing to come and help commentate with me. But now that we're having record-setting attendance, this is 41, which was preceded by 43, 40, and another 41. We've had a month straight, or 4 weeks straight, of 40-plus people FNMs, which is absolutely amazing. But the downside of that, and a very small downside I should say, is that most people want to be out there playing in this kind of tournament. Very few want to skip all the action and come in here, sit in the broom closet with a weird-looking guy in a webcam. So it's just me, and I will do my best. One thing I will do when we got a break in time, I want to thank Cliff Markham, who's come up with some new giveaway graphics for us. So if you notice at the beginning of either of the two feature matches tonight, we start our games with a game of rock, paper, scissors. Don't roll dice, don't flip coins. This is not the Great Depression. Get with the program, start your games like a boss with rock, paper, scissors cards. If you want to get your own playset, it's very simple. We're giving them away this week, unlike in weeks past. Don't have to go to Twitter. This week, our giveaway is going to be based on Facebook. So after the round is over, I will put a post on our Facebook page, facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. It will say something to the effect of, we're giving away rock, paper, scissors cards. Make sure you like our page, and then comment on that post, and you'll be entered for a chance to win next week's drawing. We will draw for this week's winner at the end of this round as well. One of the minor ways that we can give back, there have been multiple people who have won in the past who have posted pictures on Facebook or mentioned it on Twitter, so we appreciate that. It's a good way to give back. It's a good word-of-mouth exercise. We've even seen people who have found out about that idea and gone out and bought their own playset and mentioned it on our Facebook page, so we appreciate that feedback and that interaction with us. And like I said, if you want to win your own playset this week, make sure you go to Facebook after this round and enter for your chance to win. Now that drawing will take place next week, and you are eligible to enter up until the start of next week's broadcast. So you don't have to necessarily enter tonight. So if you're watching on YouTube at the beginning or the middle of next week, you are still eligible to participate. Just go to facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. Look for the giveaway posts made on Friday, November 30th. Like our page and comment for a chance to win. So, question in the chat about why I have so many copies of these cards. Because I hoard them. I hoard these cards like it was my job. So they are not difficult to find. If you want some information on how to get your own playset outside of winning our giveaway, just contact me either on Twitter or on Facebook. My Twitter name @ZachSellsMagic. All of our social media is @ZachSellsMagic. So if you just get in touch with me after the fact, I will try to hook you up as best I can with information on how to get your own. But the best way to get them is just to enter our contest, win, and get them for free. Are they worth a ton of money? Nope. Are they worth a lot of sentimental value? Absolutely. There's also some discussion in the chat about if there's something wrong with the stream, or is it just the individual's phone acting up. In my limited experience with the Twitch app on various smartphones, it is not extremely stable, so there's a good chance it is in fact your phone acting up. So we see turn 3 Sublime Archangel going to get out of control pretty quickly. Joseph is going to need a Lingering Souls here to stem the tide. Otherwise, it's going to be really, really bad for him really quick. Not sure what kind of removal he's playing. Don't know if he's playing Ultimate Price or not. Knight of Infamy comes down. It's probably a sideboard card, I would imagine. Yeah, might as well attack because he's not going to be able to block with them. Gets in for 3. It's 3, I'll tell him. Hey. Yep. So I'm doing my part. And again, listening to stream feedback in weeks past where we've had some rules questions, I'm trying my best to stay on top of them there. So 3 damage with Exalted Trigger. 5 means Geist Honored Monk. Of course, he's playing that before combat so that he can pick up another cool 3 Exalted Triggers and pound in for 9 damage off of his Sublime Archangel. These green-white decks have a way of coming out of the woodwork with aggressive plays. Cards like Silverblade Paladin, Sublime Archangel, and Wolfear's Silverheart get really ugly really quick. So, Joseph likely dead on board as it is. He needs to find an answer to the Flying Sublime Archangel. Needs to be a Lingering Souls or a removal spell. And it doesn't look like it to me. It looks like a grip full of Grizzly Salvage. I guess he could play a land, Grizzly Salvage, hope that a Lingering Souls is in the 4 cards he leaves in the graveyard. That seems to be the best play. It's literally his only play. That doesn't result in him just dying. And that's a Seance, I believe. So none of those are going to do it. So it looks like Logan Cutlip, if he can come up with one more creature, Logan Cutlip is going to take this game down. Needs to play one more creature to get another Exalted Trigger, or play a Charm, or Rancor, or any other variety of pump spells will work. As we see them move into Game 3, as Logan knots it up with his green-white splashing red aggro deck, we haven't seen an appearance of the Zealous Conscripts just yet. In fact, they might not even be in the deck anymore, as Joseph's deck is more of a swarm deck than a single target, single threat type of affair. There was a question in the chat about what this rock, paper, scissors thing we keep talking about is. Well, that's very simple. It's a playset of cards that appeared in the Novelty Magic set Unglued: Rock Lobster, Paper Tiger, and Scissors Lizard. I'll bring up the screen yet again. And those 3 cards, of course, correspond to the, at this point, ancient game of old rock, paper, scissors, or Rochambeau, whatever you want to call it. Sleeve those, get all 3 of them, sleeve them up. It's a great way to start your games of Magic, and we give them away every week. It's our signature giveaway. I'm doing my part to bring that technology to the world. As we see Joseph consistently hamming it up on camera as much as possible. Another question in the chat, whether or not with the announcement last month or earlier in this month about modern FNMs being a sanctionable format now, whether or not we have any plans of doing that in the future. I don't have necessarily that kind of stroke around here. So I don't really make those decisions, but I would be very doubtful if we would have a modern FNM, and it's pretty simple because the majority of players in our community, which is relatively small, generally speaking, yeah, we do have 40 people here, but we don't have a huge competitive player base. So if we had a modern FNM, most people would just show up with their own standard decks, and I think a lot of people would be disappointed that they weren't playing standard. So for this particular shop, and honestly I imagine most shops throughout the domestic U.S., standard FNMs are probably the best, make the most sense for the storefront. But we have had some discussions about having other modern events, not necessarily on an FNM level, and I think that will definitely happen. There's a lot of buzz amongst the competitive players, and a lot of people are putting together their modern decks. So that should happen. And if we do have any of those events, and if they get a good turnout and the quality of play is pretty good, that might be something that we stream on an off night. So stay tuned for more information. Any of the events that we run, we post information of on our Facebook page, facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. So the best way if you want to interact with the stream is just to go there, like the page, and you'll get updates anytime we post something. There's a lot of content on there. Take a certain amount of pride in making sure that there's interesting things posted on there every day. So if we ever decide to go with a modern tournament, you can be the first to know. Another question about these cool playmats. These playmats that have been for purchase from the store. I'll have to confirm that we still have enough to sell, but in the past, shipping, even with shipping to mainland Europe, $25 US is the cost. If you're serious about that, feel free to contact me afterwards via Facebook or on Twitter, or somehow get a hold of my, so you can send me an email as well, zachsellsmagic@gmail.com. So resolving mulligans here in this rubber match. Looks like Joseph is keeping 7, Logan dropping down to 6. So, Logan goes digging, hopefully finds 6 cards that are worth keeping. Reading his body language, doesn't seem real excited. So, not sure. I don't see any lands in there. Looks like 5. At least he is on the draw here, so it should help at least dig him out, draw out of the mulligan. Variant's always a part of competitive Magic. Little off topic, but while we are waiting for Logan to resolve his mulligan, question in the chat about whether Personal Tutor sees a lot of play from Legacy. That, of course, a Mystical Tutor variant from the Portal set that puts a sorcery on top of your library. In fact, that card does see some play in Legacy in the what they call no-intel decks, which is a show-and-tell deck that tries to cheat Omniscience into play. That is really the only instance that I can think of where that deck has seen some play, if only because Mystical Tutor, which is a better version of that card, is banned. So it seems like these players have decided to, instead of play Magic, fiddle about on their smartphones. Joseph, again, still has not stopped talking the entire round. He's trying to set a new record for most words spoken while in the feature match area. Also, I don't know what's going on, but someone inevitably keeps kicking the table, shifting our camera ever so slightly in a counterclockwise direction, so I'll have to go out and fix that. Centaur Healer comes down from Joseph. I imagine that's a sideboard card. not necessarily in the board for this matchup, but Logan's deck can get out of hand pretty quickly. And unfortunately, Logan is stumbling here, having a tough time of it on his mull to 5. Nine of Infamy comes down, means he can get in with 4 with the Centaur Healer, dropping Logan to 16. Absent Pilgrim drawn off the top from Logan. Joseph's too much tonight. Don't know what to say. He's relishing his time under the camera. More importantly, though, his deck is treating him pretty fairly, as opposed to Logan's, which is not helping him out at all. Thragtusk comes down, moves up to 28. Pretty impressive board state now. Going to be tough for Logan to dig out of this one. Gets a little bit louder out there as the round gets close to completion, so I apologize for the ambient noise, but it's the trade-off you have to make when you have 41 people show up for your FNM. Tristani coming down for Logan. Hopes to stem the tide slightly. Won't be able to profitably block anything. Joseph still can force through 3 damage if he so chooses by attacking with the knight, since it is pro-white. But so serves in with the Thragtusk and the Centaur Healer. Plays another Thragtusk. Logan dropping down to 7. He's not playing any sweeper effects that I can think of, as he is playing the 30 creature deck himself. But he has drawn an interesting one, or at least he has a thinker here. Some questions in the chat already about, is the Adam Vickers with us tonight? Unfortunately, Adam Vickers is not here. Local legend and stream regular. So, Logan's going to gain 10 life by playing the Sigarda, but he'll be able to trade with the front half of a Thragtusk if he so chooses, but he's still going to be up against it as he desperately tries to dig out of a 5-card mulligan. So Joseph choosing to just serve in for 3 here with his Knight of Glory, and then cast a Lotless Troll. I see a Craterhoof Behemoth in his hand, which he normally cheats into play off of his Seance combo, but in this case, if he draws a land, I think next turn he can just cast it hard and overrun Logan. But regardless, unless Logan wants to throw his Absence Pilgrim in front of it, the Knight of Glory is going to be a 3-turn clock on its own. There we see the 1 mountain in Logan's deck, which he is splashing for Zealous Conscripts, as we mentioned multiple times earlier in the match. That might be what we see here, or maybe a Wolfier Silverheart. So pump fake from Logan. Trying to think, is there a way he can stem the tide against this onslaught of a Lotless Troll, 2 Thragtusk, a Centaur Healer, and a Knight of Infamy. With Joseph's deal sitting on 7 lands with a Craterhoof Behemoth in his hand. It looks like he has the 3 green sources he needs to cast it as well. So Zealous Conscripts stealing the Thragtusk. gaining 3 life from the Zealous Conscripts off of Tristani's trigger. Serves in with the Thragtusk. I think he's just deciding if he wants to try and swing in with Sigarda. I imagine there are sequences of events where Logan could potentially draw perfect and dig himself out of this with Wolfear Silverhearts or Sublime Archangels or Silverblade Paladins, but Joseph has gained a significant amount of life off of his 2 Thragtusks and Centaur Healer, so it's going to be very difficult for him to race here. Grizzly Salvage from Joseph digging for likely a land so that he can cast his... Take the land or take the Seance here. Takes the Woodland Cemetery, which will allow him to cast the Craterhoof Behemoth next turn. So he has inevitability next turn, so unless Logan somehow does 28 points of damage to him this turn, it's unlikely that Logan can live through that Craterhoof Behemoth, unless he has some type of fog effect or something like that. So Logan up against it here. His opponent 128. Logan looking down the barrel of inevitability here, trying desperately to find an answer. I think they're calling for a judge. I don't know exactly what's going on here. Maybe the first instance of a judge call from someone participating in our feature match. It looks like he's asking about the interaction between Geist Honored Monk and Tristani. I'm not sure exactly what the question is. So, looks like Geist Honored Monk is going to be the play here, and I guess we're just trying to decide how much life Logan could potentially gain here. So it's a 5/5 Geist Honored Monk. So it looks like he's going to gain 7 total life. Why is it 9? Maybe I'm missing something here. Are they 2/2s? Maybe someone in the chat can point that out to me. I'm not sure exactly why he gained a 9 life there. Oh, no, because he gained I understand perfectly well, because the Geist Honored Monk is in fact a 7/7 because it counts they all come into play at the same time. It counts the tokens triggers as well. That's probably enough. Someone sneaks in and grabs the card to read it on his own. So everything is going to get +6/+6 here, and trample. Should be enough. They'll have to do the math. Logan has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 12, 17, 18 life. As we were joined by Scotty Wright.
How's it going?
Did you win?
I did.
Are you 2-0?
I am 1-1.
1-1. Who'd you lose to in the first round?
I'm not sure his name. I don't recall.
What was he playing?
White-red tokens.
Was he playing Rally the Peasants?
Yes, it was in there.
It's deceptively good. You can cast it and flash it back. It does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
That was a stalwart of block at the time.
The increasing devotion.
Yep.
That's what got there.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Well, here we're currently watching Logan. Logan is dead, but I think Logan is struggling to figure out that he's dead because the Craterhoof Behemoth came down with 5 other creatures on board. Logan did, in fact, mull to 5, so he's done fairly well to get to this point. Yep, that is enough. No, we set a new record during that match.
Oh, yeah?
Most words uttered by a feature match participant in the history of the stream. Because Joseph Deal did not stop talking from the time he sat down until right now. You can still hear him. In fact, he was talking so much and so loudly that I could sometimes get distracted doing commentary in here because he was constantly talking.
Joseph likes to talk.
This might be the last feature match he's in for a while. I did have to, in previous weeks, I have avoided picking him because he was playing that Rakdos deck for a long time.
It's just too fast.
It was too, like, win or lose, his games were just, I'd have 30 more minutes to kill. You know a great way to kill time, Scotty?
What's that?
Head on over to our Facebook page.
Twitter account?
This week we're doing Facebook.
Facebook?
I've gotten a lot of, Scotty's mentioning that we've been giving away these rock, paper, scissors cards on Twitter the last few weeks. And I've got a lot of heat from the Facebook community, or the non-Twitter community, who is saying that they don't, they want to win, but they're not on Twitter, which I don't understand to a certain degree because Twitter is free. It doesn't say you have to have 1,000 followers on Twitter, it just says you have to have a Twitter account. But anyway, if you want to win your own playset of rock, paper, scissors cards and have me mail them to you, and possibly win a personally altered card from one of our regulars. Last week someone won Earl Stanley, who won, plays in Maine. He's friends with us on Facebook. He won, and he received an altered art Absence Pilgrim, signed and altered by Adam Vickers, the local legend.
Very nice.
There's a picture of that on our Facebook page. It was, I'll say this, I kind of wish I had it myself. And if you don't know who Adam Vickers is, clearly you have not watched enough of this stream. I'm going to shift back to the studio cam after I update this briefly. We have some cards to give away. Have to give away this week's playset as we hear time call. We timed that very well. Got 3 games in there. Nailed it. Not unlike a boss. My name is Zachary Evans. This is Scotty Wright. He's adjusting his hat because he now realizes he's on camera. 15 people for this week's giveaway, rock, paper, scissors style. So I'm going to roll this D20. I think it's funny because I'm going to show you guys my list. I make this list every week. So this column is for the Twitter giveaway. There are 15 people in that list. The Facebook giveaway, 50 people.
Oh, wow.
So probably should do everything on Facebook. And for those of you who don't have Facebook, feel free to get in touch with me in some other way. I will listen to your feedback, obviously. So you can confirm 15 runners. Now rolling. The fate of the world's in my hands.
You got a 10.
That's a 10. That is someone, they don't have their name listed on Twitter. It's just owned forever. I'm going to do a off-camera backup roll just in case that is somehow a fake email account. Because we do have a fair number of Twitter followers that are just like pictures of really attractive women, and then they don't actually ever make any tweets. They just like it's just all spam, and so I know when I see the tweet, when I see the person that's following me, because I always get the emails that says this person's not following you. If it's like a really attractive like model type, it's likely that it's spam. So every now and then, one sneaks in under the radar. So if in fact this owned_forever account is a real one, then I will get in touch with that fine gentleman or lady and send them their cards. If you want to win your own, go to facebook.com. I will make that post right after we sign off for this break. What are you playing tonight, Scotty? You're playing Bant
Control.
Bant Control. Look at that. That is very exciting. Just now, I don't know how much everyone is in tune with the magic pseudo-celebrities, but are you familiar with this gentleman? We've just been friended on Facebook, or at least our page has been liked on Facebook by one Usman Jamil, he actually won Rock Paper Scissors giveaway the second week we ever had it.
Okay.
He writes the cube articles for Star City Games.
Oh, okay.
So he is the first person who, the first, like I said, semi-celebrity to follow our page, so we appreciate that. People have asked in the past, we'll go in the future and later rounds talk about ways that you can help support the stream, but more than anything, if you want to support the stream, just go to our Facebook page, like it, spread the word, share posts, comment on posts, steer people towards the stream. Word of mouth is all we ask for, and you can win some sweet cards. Look at them. That's my stack. Rock, paper, scissors.
Up for these.
Yeah, you do. You always forget?
I always forget.
You have a phone
I have
in
a
your
phone.
pocket right now.
I do.
So go onto Facebook. You are the one half of the, you are 50% of the Wright brothers, but you're 100% of the Wright brothers who are on Facebook.
That is true.
Your other brother.
Just like social network.
Yep.
I don't understand, but couldn't do it. Man.
Couldn't do it. Well, it's your deck didn't like you. Did
Did
not.
that second game.
Second game was perfect. Third game, you got close.
Like,
You got close. But what
7 cards?
what you couldn't see, what we knew, he had the Crater of his hand the whole time, and so
Yeah.
it was just very like when he Grizzly salvaged for the land, so he could cast
You're
it.
like, oh.
And the game is like I knew the game was over, but unfortunately you didn't realize the game. It's
Well,
like,
I knew it was over when he landed it, but like I was counting up just to count.
it's always fair to do the math.
Yeah.
So better luck in round. You're still drawing live. 4-1 will still make the top 8. So Alec, how are you doing? 2-0. Like a boss.
If I'd have been able to keep that second hand, or the 6th card hand, the third game, it'd have been fine.
Well,
It was a nice hand, except
what-
only had to go get those.
If I always draw the nuts, Magic is easy. That's the way I look at it.
it was
All right.
so just a refresher. You go to the Facebook page.
You go to
for this.
Facebook page. Well, I haven't made the post just yet.
Ah, okay.
At the end of the second round is always when I make that post. So let's go ahead and do that now. We're going to take a quick break. Time has been called. They're going to post here in a brief second. I need to visit the little boy's room. Unnecessary information for you, but I felt like passing that on. Just to prove that I am human and fallible. But right after I sign off, I'll make the post on our Facebook page. One more time, facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. Actually, if you go to ZachSellsMagic.com, it will redirect you there as well. So if you want to get in on our giveaway for Rock, Paper, Scissors, follow that. Later on in the night, we'll also be giving away another promotional card we've been giving away in the past. I got one more copy of Cathedral of War promo. It is not the greatest card in the world, but it is free. You can get it.
Infect Modern.
I don't actually think it plays
Is it not in the Infect?
It does not do that, but it is good in Commander. I have it in my Commander deck. More importantly, it is free. So if you like free things, we will give them to you. So stay tuned. Go to our Facebook page as soon as I sign off here. Round 3 action coming up.